FE215B 183, as well as FE4005 Stage 2. Really unique tanks, the highest alpha damage in this game, 1750 alpha damage, the biggest gun in this game, special, unique, something else, British. Centurion Action X, not the best tier 10 medium tank, but not the worst either. It is in the middle, it is decent, really good ammunition, gun handling, accuracy, DPM. I like it. It is British. FE217 Badger. It is something else, once again, kind of a unique vehicle, really beast hull down, and it has the best DPM in this game overall out of 500 plus vehicles. Close to 600 tanks in this game. This has the best DPM. British. This is a British tank. Super Conqueror. Well, I do not know where to start. This tank might be the best researchable heavy tank in this game. It has everything. It has aiming time, accuracy, DPM, gun handling, reload time, gun depression. It has everything literally, and it is hull down god. It is British. And now they are releasing British light tanks. Light tank Tech 3 line, which might be the worst possible tank line ever released in World of Tanks. Like ever in the history of World of Tanks. Why they are over here? Well, maybe we are going to find that out in this episode. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Update 1.6's public test server, where today I am going to introduce every single British light tank to you, starting from tier 7. So if you are interested getting any of those British light tanks starting from tier 7 setter, you have to play with Cromwell. After Cromwell, you are able to research this vehicle. So here is the tier 7 British light tank compared to some other tier 7 light tanks. And let me tell you, at first it actually doesn't look too bad. This setter compared to all the rest of the tier 7 light tanks and wheeled vehicle as well. So alpha damage is the lowest together with 1375, but as we know 1375 has the auto loading gun. They are all with top configuration, but this is an auto-loading gun, yes. So same alpha damage, but the highest penetration, so not bad. Rate of fire is also not the worst. Better than on SP1C, better than on WZ131, but a lot lower alpha damage. What else? Gun depression minus 10 degrees is quite respectable. Aiming time 1.73 seconds is quite good. Accuracy, not the best, but not the worst either. But DPM is by far the worst compared to any other tier 7 light tank. 1379 with 100% crew and nothing else, but every single vehicle in this comparison is with the exact same loadout. So DPM is complete garbage. But we all know, guys, that light tanks, they really shouldn't be all about the damage, all about the DPM, so I bet the mobility has to be really extremely good on setter, and the camo and the view range has to be extremely awesome to compensate such a poor DPM, because gun handling also was not the best. Was not all around the best. Next up, let's talk about the survivability now, because it is a light tank. Survivability, of course, is not the best, made out of paper as every single tank over here, but I would say the best survivability abilities or features on any light tank should be mobility, the size, camo and stuff like that. So it is made out of paper. Let's say survivability on paper is average. Now mobility, it is the lightest of them all, 7.9 tons heavy tank. It doesn't need too big of an engine, so only 220 horsepower engine. Power to weight ratio is actually the best compared to any light tank besides wheeled vehicle, because it has a special mobility, as we all know. But top speed at the same time is, let me see, is the worst. Yes, is the worst together with SP1C. It is like a mini ST1C or SP1C, sorry. So what about the camo? I heard those vehicles are super small, so they should have the best camo in this game, and no, not the best. LTG has better camo, same pretty much, or actually a bit worse than on EBR, worse than on AMX 1375. Okay, so view range has to be really good, right guys? View range 370 is not the best either. SB1C, 370, 360, 370, 370. Okay, I think over here we have a little mistake. Yes, sorry. Excuse-moi. Let's go back, and 390. So view range is also not the best. So far, I have to say I am not impressed. Maybe tier 8 is better. Let's move on into the LHMT. So after you are done grinding with this vehicle, researching a couple different guns, researching the engine because, or maybe you actually can skip the engine because it only gives you extra 20 horsepower. Just look at it as well. Maybe you do not need to waste experience on the engine in tier 7 because you can actually grind through quite fast in tier 7, but in tier 8 we are inside LHMT Tier 8, which looks almost the same, just a bit weirder turret. I really like the gun placement. It also has 3 crew members as previously. So you only need to get the 3 crew members for those light tanks, which is not half bad, right? So LHMT Tier 8 British light tanks compared to the other nations' Tier 8 researchable light tanks, and one wheeled vehicle over here as well. So alpha damage is actually quite good, 230 alpha damage compared to the other guys, of course. Not the best, but not the worst. 226mm of penetration is by far the best, so this is the best feature on the gun, seems to be, at least. But rate of fire is only 6.13 rounds per minute, 230 alpha damage. This is actually slower rate of fire than on Lynx 6x6. And do you remember what they said when they released all those wheeled vehicles? They said no wheeled vehicle should be able to fight 1 versus any same tiered light tank in this game. Wheeled vehicles are always going to lose. Not in this case. Reload time 9.79 seconds. 44.85 turret rotation speed, which is okay, the worst, yes. Minus 10 degrees of gun depression is among the best, but once again among the best, together with Bulldog, together with HWK. 12 aiming time 2.11 seconds. But it is in the middle, yeah. Budget 12T has a bit worse. Accuracy, one of the best, 0.35, so hooray for that. But DPM, oh my god, once again, 1410 damage per minute. We have tanks, light tanks, in tier 8, researchable light tanks with over 2000 damage per minute. 1400, and as I said, this is lower than on Lynx 6x6, and as we all know, those vehicles can carry really sexy and juicy 80 rounds. 90mm of penetration. Lynx can kill this vehicle so fast it is not even funny. So something else has to be good, right? Once again, so it is a light tank. Let's not talk about the survivability. It is made out of paper. Any tank which is able to see it is able to penetrate it if you're able to hit it, of course, but it is super small, so let's keep that in mind as well. Camo should be really good. Only 4.8 tons heavy vehicle, engine power 150. 31.24 powered weight ratio seems to be good, but compared to the other dudes, once again, it is almost the worst powered weight ratio. Only WZ132 has a bit worse, but it also has over 2000 DPM, so it has that going for it, which is nice. So top speed 63 km/h, which is once again, yes. his lowest top speed. Only Lynx has a bit slower in the travel mode. In the rapid mode it has, or which mode it is, it doesn't matter. In the slower mode, in the faster mode it has 80 kilometers per hour top speed. And hull traverse speed is, let me guess, yes, T-verse, together with Badget 12T. Okay, so mobility, it doesn't shine with the mobility, let's put it that way. What about the camo? Ooh, I can see some green over here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has the best camo compared to any other tier 8 lighting, researchable lighting at least. 19.49 without boosting it with anything. Let's boost it with that, let's boost it with food. Food is over here. Let's put exterior camo. I am not going to use CamoNet because it is the most useless thing to use on any lighting, CamoNet, because you have the same camo while you are moving. So boosting it to the max almost, you get really, really good camo value indeed. But what about the view range? 300, well, it doesn't make sense because let's take that away. Let's take everything else away once again. So view range, it needs to be the best once again, but guess what? It is not the best. 380, 380, 380, 310, it is a wheeled vehicle, 400, 380 and 410. Yeah, completely stock, 410 meters view range. So about tier 8, we have two good things, camo and the size. Is it good enough for you? Not for me. I know light tanks are not all about the damage. I said the same about ELC, even 90. When it first came out, I said it is so bad because of the firepower. But oh boy, it turned out to be a good scout because it has the camo, it has the view range, it has the mobility, top speed, stuff like that. So maybe this works the same. In tier 8, we are talking about tier 8. But it is a single shot tank, 1400 DPM, aiming time, moving accuracy, oh my god, how bad is that? Wargaming said that as well, that moving accuracy is going to be quite bad on all of those British light tanks. But for soft stats, we actually have to wait for tanks.gg statistics, because World of Tanks in the game doesn't share those details about any vehicle. Anyway, let's say you are done grinding with the LHMT. It is time to move into the GSOR 3301 AVR FS. What a name indeed. Do you like this name? I think it is super short and simple. GSOR is going to have 240 alpha damage with 232 millimeters of penetration. So penetration, as you can see, is by far the best, really good penetration for a standard round on a light tank, but it is a tier 9. If you want to actually damage something, many times you have to tap the 2 key, you have to load in some premium rounds, and usually when you get 240 alpha damage in tier 9, your rate of fire is going to be really good. But no, 6.45 rounds per minute. 6.45 rounds per minute. D49 fires close to 4 more rounds in 1 minute. Gun depression, gun elevation, the best, together with D49 minus 10 degrees is really nice. Aiming time, wow, extremely awesome. 1.82 seconds is by far the best. Accuracy is the best. But guess what? It is a tier 9 light tank with 1548 damage per minute. Almost 1000 lower than on D49. 6.72 tons heavy vehicle, 250 horsepower engine, and by the way, on this tank it is necessary, it is not even a question, you have to research your second engine, because your stock engine, if I remember correctly, is only 150 horsepower, so you get extra 100 horsepower out from this engine upgrade. So this is something you have to do if you decide to play with those British light tanks in the first place. So engine power 250, power to weight ratio, wow, finally something else is the best under the mobility besides the weight. It is the lightest of them all. So ramming, if anything touches you at all, you are out from this map. You simply fly out from this map. If T49, if T54 lightweight or WZ132A touches you, you are out from the battle. It is as simple as it is. So you have to avoid any ramming, you have to avoid even touching them slightly, because you are so weak and thin, not thick at all. So power to weight ratio 37.19 horsepower per ton, it is actually pretty good, really good. Top speed, not the best, but not the worst either. 65 and 25 moving backwards. So mobility is really respectable, even though hull traverse speed is kinda lacking. Yeah, indeed. Concealment, because once again it is a British tank, seems to be the feature over here, and because it is kinda small, concealment is the best. But once again, it is not best by a lot. Not by a huge margin, I would say so. 18.75 versus 18.67, 17.67, 16.3. It is not going to matter so much. View range 390, 390, 390, 380, 410. So not the best once again. 390 is average in tier 9. You have to think about that. So GSOR, let's compare the size. So here is this tank, D49, yeah, quite a bit bigger. AMX 1390, not a lot bigger, I have to say. WZ132, yeah, bigger, and D54 lightweight also bigger. So GSOR 3301 AVR FS, despite the mobility, camo, I would still say, yeah, I think I would still say easily that this is the weakest tier 9 light tank in the game. Especially after we have those wheeled vehicles as well. The only thing this is designed to do, simply by looking at the stats, seems to be that it is designed to passive spot. To sit in the bush and to spot for your teammates. But we all know how much that actually works. And in the battles, really, just think about it. In the battles, in the metagame, where we usually have at least 2, if not 3 light tanks, together with some wheeled vehicles every now and then. Do you really think this strategy is going to work? What the hell were you thinking, Wargaming, when you were designing those tanks? What is the main role? Are you even playing your own game? Are you even looking which tanks are in the matchmaking? You get one really good scouting map, one really good spotting map, but we usually have 3, if not 4 light tanks and wheeled vehicles cruising around on the battlefield. You sitting in the bush with freaking tier 4 DPM. I know tier 4 tanks which has better DPM than this thing over here. Do you really think you have any major outcome? Anything to say about the outcome of the battle? And let me show you yet another quite ridiculous thing. It only can carry 25 shells. Well, I guess it actually doesn't need too many shells, because the DPM is so garbage, so poor anyway. So 25 rounds in total. If you play the best game ever, if you penetrate every single shot, you were able to deal like 6,000 to 7,000 damage, tops, in tier 9. So now, let's say you are done playing with GSOR, you would like to get yourself one tier 10 British light tank called Manticore. Let's have a look what this tank has to offer. It looks really nice actually, it looks kinda cool. One of the coolest looking light tanks in this game. I added one of the coolest skins, one of the most ridiculous skins, camos on it as well, just to make it even more ridiculous. So let's compare it to some other tier 10 tanks. So here we have every single tier 10 light tank in the game. Manticore compared to the T100LT, Sheridan, AMX 13105, WZ132-1, EBR105 and Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. I have to say, because of how it looks like, how this tank looks like, I really want to find as many good things, features about this tank as possible, because I want to like it. And I have to say, so far, this is the most likable British light tank, for me at least. This is just my personal opinion. And compared to the other same tiered light tanks, it seems to be okay-ish. So let's go. Alpha damage 390. They said this tank is going to have really awesome alpha damage for a light tank, kinda uncharacteristically high alpha damage, but look over here, we have 4 other light tanks with the same alpha damage, so not so special. What is special, however, is his penetration, which is the best, yes, so we're winning with one thing already, but 390 alpha damage and rate of fire of 4.47. Yes, sadly, your eyes are not lying to you. It says 4.47 over here. Needless to say that this is by far the worst, and it is even worse than on EBR 105. Once again, Wargaming, I have to remind you, you said no wheeled vehicles are able to take on 1 versus 1 fight versus any same tiered light tanks, but Manticore is going to get wrecked by you, EBR 105. So moving on, gun rotation speed or turret rotation speed 40 is once again okay, almost T-verse. So nothing good over here. Gun depression, gun elevation. Elevation is only 8 degrees. So this actually might limit your some positions for you. At least firing on the move and stuff like that. But minus 8 degrees of gun depression is okay, but not the best. We have 2 dudes over here with minus 10 degrees. So far, Rheinmetall is actually keeping up, because people said that Rheinmetall is the main competitor to the Manticore in the competition called which tank can be the worst tier 10 tank in this game. But Rheinmetall so far is doing actually quite decent. What do you know? Aiming time 2.3 seconds, accuracy 0.38, in the middle, but not the best. Aiming time, aiming time is the worst. Yet another thing which is super bad, and oh boy, I have played couple battles with Manticore already, and let me tell you, this aiming time is juicy. If it actually would be 2.3 seconds, it would be juicy compared to what it actually is. Because the moving accuracy is so horrible, so bad. If you move, your aiming circle is as big as the freaking map. If you spot your target, you have to stop, you start aiming in, but it takes way more than 2.3 seconds because of how the aiming time in this game actually works. I would say it is close to 3 to 4 seconds. But you have to aim in every single shot. With this accuracy, you have to fully aim in every single shot. And you have to hit and penetrate and damage with your every single shot. Why? Because look over here. A tier 10 light tank Manticore can carry only 16 shells in total. Yes, I am not able to drag it anymore, only 16 shells in total. In total, ladies and gentlemen. I really want to like you, I do. So accuracy, not the worst, but not the best either. DPM, it is a tier 10 tank, but we haven't crossed 2000. 910 better DPM on Sheridan. Well, I'm not even going to say those numbers because it is embarrassing. EBR 105 has 200 better DPM. Survivability, it is a light tank, it doesn't matter. 12.4 tons heavy vehicle, 500 horsepower engine, 40.32 power to weight ratio. It is okay, it is okay, respectable, but not the best. But I have to say it is still really good. It doesn't matter what the other power to weight ratios are, it is still really good. And at the moment, not knowing the soft stats, I can say it is actually moving quite nicely on the battlefield. 68 kilometers per hour top speed is one of the lowest one, let's say in the middle, because I want to like it. 46.94 degrees per second halter speed. Come on, give me something good. Nope. Sadly no. Concealment, oh god, not the best. And here it is. EBR 105 has even better concealment. T100 LT is slightly, or has slightly worse. Of course, it is a Russian tank. You cannot make it so much worse. Oh my god, even camo is not anything extremely impressive. View range has to be impressive. 400 meters. Nope. 420, 420, 400. So it is in the middle. I want to like you so badly. And oh boy, I didn't talk about one other thing. So you play with setter, you play with setter, you play with LHMTV, GSOR, aka GSOR. Every single tank so far has 3 crew members, and this thing 2. Nice, good job training up one useless tank crew member that you cannot use anywhere other than maybe in GSOR. But the worst thing about that, about all of this, is that your commander literally has to be the beastiest commander ever. Your commander is your commander, your gunner, your radio operator. And one light tank, what one good light tank really needs, what his light tank really needs, brothers in arms, you have to get it. Sixth sense, you have to get it. You have to get situational awareness, you have to get recon, you have to get camo, and you have to get all of those things on a freaking commander. Who also needs, for example, snapshot because of your bloom. And some other things maybe in the future. So, you are making it so tough to love you, to even like you, to even play with you. Manticore and the entire British light tank line. Wow. This one, as I said, I like the most out of all of them in tier 10. But it is so map dependent once again. If you want to play with your Manticore, you have to block as many city maps as possible. Enz, Himmelsdorf, those maps have to go. Because this really excels on open maps where you have some pushes, and just pray that you do not have too many light tanks in the same battle. Otherwise, you are useless. Light tanks are not all about the damage, dealing damage, but it would be damn nice to have at least some damage. God damn. Anyway, this episode has been long enough already. No gameplay action in this one. It was an introduction to new British light tank Tech 3 line, vehicle by vehicle. Now you know everything I know about them as well. And my next episode, uploaded I think in about 12 hours or so, is going to be about some gameplay action with Manticore. Stay tuned. Hit that like button, hit that dislike button, depending on your mood, depending whether you love me or not. Subscribe, comment. I get you next time. Bye.